Katzcradul here. I expected to eat dinner out tonight. We were going to a town about an hour away. I had a meeting, but the roads are going to freeze and the meeting was canceled, so now I have to throw a quick dinner together. I actually, since it was my day off, started a big pot of white beans here, and I think these, I'm not sure what these were. They might have been cannellini, I'm not sure. Anyway, I did a pot of white beans, and I've taken half of them out. I used, pardon me, I used this funnel. I put it in a Ziploc bag and then funneled half the beans in there, so I've got half of them left. And what I'm going to do, pardon me, is I'm going to hit them with my immersion blender, and I'm only going to blend half of them. So it's going to be half bean puree and half regular, just whole beans. You can do this with a potato masher if you'd like. I also have a package of, about a 1 pound package of ground meat thawing in the microwave that I'm going to brown, and it will go in here as well, and I'll tell you the other ingredients when I come back. I'm going to get my beans blended up and my meat thawed. Alright, my ground meat has thawed. I have it in my pan with a little salt and pepper. I've put some onion powder and garlic powder. Now I'm going to be generous with cumin. I don't think I even told you what I was making. It's white chili. I like it more like white soup. I don't like mine too thick. I went to an event one time that was cumin. Now I'm going to put in a little bit of my ground bell pepper. You can just put some sauteed, or you can just saute some bell pepper in there. I went to a dinner one time. It was kind of a potluck, and I saw this kind of anemic looking bowl of crock pot of soup and asked what it was, and somebody said, "Oh, it's white chili, it's delicious, try it." And I thought, well, it doesn't look very delicious. And I tried it, and I was so impressed, and I thought, you know what, this is really good. I think I can make it even better. So I worked on the recipe. They used chicken that had been deboned and pulled apart, but texturally it just didn't taste that great to me. So I thought I would try it with ground turkey, and I tried it with ground turkey, and it's okay, but even texturally, ground turkey doesn't thrill me. To me, there's something about the bite of it that when I bite down, I can feel it's kind of sticky, and I don't like that. So my soup is still white, even though I used ground beef. So I'm just going to saute this off, or brown it off, and I'm going to add it. This is a very, very lean ground round, so I don't think I'm going to get any fat off of it. And then I'm going to put it in my pot over here, where I have the blended, half whole white beans. And I've also added a good bit of water to it and used a good bouillon. This happens to be Shirley J's. It's a little expensive, but it's worth it. But you can use any kind of bouillon and water, or you can use canned chicken broth. I'm going to put the recipe for this below for you. What I'm also going to have with it, like I said, I'm throwing this together very quickly. When we make a pan of cornbread, we only use half of it, so this is left over from the other night. So what I do is I just cut it like this, and cut it again, and then cut it in half, and then I just lay these down so that they will get toasty when I reheat them in the oven, and they'll be ready to butter. So those are going in the oven to go with our white chili, and I've got 2 cans of chilies here. In the recipe, I think I only call for 1, but when I'm feeling really decadent, I put 2 in. I'm going to soften an 8-ounce box of cream cheese in the oven, and I'll bring you back when I get to that point. Okay, I thought I should tell you, when I cook my beans, and I cooked them in my electric pressure cooker, I had soaked them overnight. I'd cleaned them and rinsed them and picked out any that were not good, soaked them overnight, and then cooked them in my pressure cooker for 17 minutes. I put some dehydrated onion in there. I put a couple of pinches of jalapeno powder, salt and pepper, and some garlic powder. So my beans were well seasoned. Some of the additional seasoning I've added to my soup is a little bit of my homemade crushed red pepper. I have cilantro, but I only had a little bit left from my garden, so I put in ground coriander seed, and that tastes very much like cilantro. If you don't like that, leave it out. So everything is in my pot now except the last ingredient. This is my block of cream cheese that has been melted, and to that I'm going to add some sour cream. This is what makes it so white and so creamy and delicious. So I'm going to blend those two together, and then I'm going to temper those. I'm going to thin them out just a little bit by putting a couple of ladles of the soup in here and mixing it again. If you don't do that, then you're going to end up with floating white blobs in your soup, and it doesn't taste bad. It just doesn't look as good. So I'm going to thin this out so that when I put it in the soup, it just melts right in. Okay? After you put this in, you do not want your soup to boil at all, or you run the risk of the sour cream curdling. So hold on just a minute. Stay right there. I'm going to get a couple of ladles of soup. I'm trying just to get the liquid out if I can. Here I come. Okay, that's how it looks. And I'm going to gently mix that in so I don't splash hot soup on myself. Yeah, and that's about right. You just want to thin it out and get it as smooth as you can with your little whisk. That's nice. Okay, I'm going to add it to the soup, and then I'm going to serve it up, and I'll show you how it looks, and I'll get my two taste testers to let you know what they think. Be back in just a minute. Okay, we're back, and soup is on the table. It's beautiful and creamy, and it's just slightly beige color. Here's, just almost drug the handle of the camera in my soup. And here's Paladin Prepper's bowl. He's ready with some cornbread, and he's going to let us know how it tastes.
You know, I hate to say this, but I really feel sorry for all those gentlemen out there on YouTube that are not married to katzcradul.
Oh, now listen to you. All right, tastes pretty good to you. I haven't made this all winter, so it probably tastes good.
Outstanding.
Okay, let's see what Little Prepper A says. You know the kid test here.
I love the creaminess.
Yeah, it's a little cheesy, a little tart from the sour cream, the chilies, the chili, and just the white beans. I'm telling you, I hope you'll want to throw your other white chili recipes away, because this one is really killer. It took me a long time to figure out how to make it. I'll post the recipe below. If you try it, let me know how you like it. Katzcradul.